Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. The big news yesterday continues to be, and today for that matter, continues to surround the Jackson County tax assessment debacle. And yesterday came out from Friday that Lee Summit is suing the county over the failures around this assessment process. We now say hello and welcome on the mayor of Lee Summit. We're happy to have him on KCMO. Bill Barrett joins us. Bill, good morning. Thanks for being on KCMO. The lawsuit, take us through the premise of it and what your end game is here for the folks in Lee Summit.
Okay, well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. We're definitely been dealing with this for many years. The Jackson County has historically not assessed property values properly, and of course this year you can see that they have continued to fail to assess property values correctly. We do have quite a few other issues along with the fact that they haven't been assessing or following a procedure that is in alignment with Missouri laws. You've heard about the inspections, supposed inspections. There's a lot more to it, but I will say that for the city as well, we've for years struggled to get information from them. They have failed to repeatedly to put new construction on the tax rolls, but this year they're trying to raise everybody else's assessments, while some people are living in brand new homes that have never even been put on the tax rolls. These are big issues for us, for our citizens. That's not fair for them to be for someone to be living in a new home and not paying their taxes, while somebody that's lived in a home for 20 years in Lee Summit is paying their fair share. So it all affects each other, the other citizens, whenever they're not collecting those taxes.
So what do you want to see, Bill? I mean, is the end game to just have Jackson County admit it's got to start this process over? As their monetary goals? I mean, what is the end game that you want to make sure people know about in this lawsuit?
No, it's a great question. We're not looking here to make a bunch of money. There's not this big pursuit of getting a huge dollar amount from Jackson County. What we need is to not go through this ever again. We need accountability. We need transparency. We need them to give us reports that are required by law, that we have requested repeatedly, so that we can match up the numbers to make sure that we as a city do our job and protect our citizens and make sure that citizens are paying not too much and also paying sometimes their fair share. Mm-hmm. So we're looking to fix this. We want this. We don't want to deal with this. We've been dealing with it for decades.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is just the worst it's ever been. So, right. I mean, is there anyone else in the county? I've heard of a couple other municipalities considering doing this and filing this lawsuit. Is Lee Summit the only one right now that has done this? Can others jump on to your lawsuit? Are they going to have to file their own? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm open. We did do this on our own. I think that when cities look at this and they look at this is a cost to us as a city. We're having to hire the best attorneys to create standing, show standing that this is affecting our citizens and that we do have a right to litigate for this. I think that's where other cities have struggled. But if we have a path that other cities I've already received lots of compliments from other mayors saying, well, what can we do to support? So we're open with regard to that going forward. It's just that we have to get the ball rolling, and no one has taken the time or put the money into putting the litigation together as far as what's our case. We do have a case. Let me tell you, we didn't do this just to say, oh, we're suing the county. We have standing with this, and we have breach of contract and more.
So you feel good about that? You've got breach of contract. You just noted there. Okay. So is there anything that Jackson County could do today that would then have you and Lee Summit drop this lawsuit?
Well, I'm going to leave that to the attorneys, but I would say that, yeah, providing reports and data that we've requested for years and continue to request this year, that's a good start. That's called good faith.
Mm-hmm.
Providing information when it comes to what it is, they're sending us numbers saying here's the total assessed values, but they're not showing the documentation to support it. And you've got 50,000 appeals out there right now. I don't know however many they've gotten through, but we've got to set a debt levy this month based on numbers that they're just going to drop in our lap at the last second that we won't be able to verify. So it's a real challenge because those numbers will change over time depending on how those tax appeals come back.
Mm-hmm.
So they put us in a very I feel a liable situation.
Yeah, because you don't know what to set the levy at because you got tens of thousands of these appeals still out there, and you got to set that levy by what date?
Here in a couple weeks, we have to do this. We have to get this done before the end of the month. So our last meeting is the fourth Tuesday of this month.
Have you talked to anybody in the legislature or Frank White's office or the assessor's office?
Oh, our staff deals with them nonstop. I mean, how many emails does it take to, how many phone calls, how many meetings? As far as me personally, I stay in my lane and my role, and I let the professionals that run the city manager, as well as our finance department head, her name's Betty Rollman and such. But I stay in my lane. But believe me, I know this is my role right now is to speak for the people and speak for the city. And I do see, representatives. Of course, I am very active, and I show up to all the meetings. So I see all of the players. That's for sure.
Wow. Well, I hope that they will. If nothing's woken them up yet there, I hope this does. Bill Baird, Lee's Summit Mayor, you guys are about 15% of the county population. So I hope that they're listening. I hope that they're paying attention, and we'll be following this lawsuit, and we appreciate you doing what you're doing on this front. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity today. Thank you.
You bet. That is the Lee Summit Mayor, Bill Baird, on KCMO Talk Radio.